Hey, what's up, fellow traders? I hope you guys had a great weekend, and I really hope you had a great start to today. Man, this was a really awesome day. I have to say, this has to have been my best day trading. Actually, day trading. Um, Not just futures, but including everything that I've done up to this point, and not so much monetary wise, but in terms of ease of trading and following the plan and just being comfortable. I mean, it was the best day that I could remember. Um, but we're gonna talk about that, and we're gonna get into some traps that people got caught in. But before we do that, I do want to share this quick message with you because it kind of goes along with what happened today. All right, but you can't undo the past. All you can do is face what's ahead. That's where all of the answers are to the questions that we have based on what happened in the past. Okay, that's where our future lies. As long as you remain focused on your future, that your future remains in focus every day, you're gonna survive. Okay, I'm not saying to forget the past. That's what helped us find the answers to start with. But don't try to undo the past. Don't try to live saying, well, if I did this, I would be living like this now, or I'd be living like that now. You can't undo that. You just learn and you move forward because everything that we need is going to be ahead of us. And if we don't take advantage of it, everything's going to fall apart. Um, as of now, the 30% off and no activation fee deal is still live. On the last time they cut it off, it was cut off without any fanfare. Just woke up the next day and there was a different sale. But I'm going to tell you, this no fee deal is the best deal going. So whatever you pay for your test account, that's all you're going to pay. So when you pass it and you move to a pro account, which is the profit paying account, you don't have to pay a dime. Okay, and I'm going to kind of give you an example of how that worked for me today. So there are no ongoing fees. And listen, you can get extra test accounts before this deal goes away. Pass the test. Once you pass the test, you're going to get an email saying you passed it, and your fee, your monthly fee, is going to be suspended. So you don't, once you pass the test, you're not paying every month. And until you actually activate it to your pro account, then there's no clock ticking. All right, you can sit there, and if you happen to lose a pro account, like a month before last, or last month, early last month, I lost all 5 of my pro accounts, or by just forgetting that I had an open order, not an open trade, but an open order that got hit, and it right before the market closed, and then it created an open position at the close of the market, which broke the rule. So if I didn't have these extra pro accounts that I passed when we had the 40% off no fee deal, I would have had to buy new tests and start over again. But I had a war chest, and that's totally legal. That's the smartest thing to do, because once you pass this, then you have a credit that stays in your credit bank until you need it. So when you activate it, to pro, you'll have the credit, don't pay a dime, and you go to work. So best deal in the best deal that I can think of. So just use code AJT66 when you check out at takeprofittrader.com. You pick your poison and you go to work. All right. So let's talk about today. And I've explained this to you guys many, many, many times before. If you are part of our little group here. When over the weekend, or let's say in this case, late Friday, after the futures market closed, we get some bad news on the tariffs and all this stuff that we know and historically have made the market go down. And you add that to a lot of the other geopolitical stuff that, went down over the weekend, how upset, a lot of Americans are about certain things. We were looking for the market to gap down. And so, first thing, it gaps, when it opens with a gap down and it starts to sell. So the plan was, as soon as it opens with a gap down, I'm going to short it. Now, if it opened with a gap up, I wasn't going long. I do not trade long that way. But going short is a lot easier because it creates panic. If the market opens short, it's going to create a panic, and there you go. And that's what we got. So I got a 150 point move on this. Now this candle is larger than 150 points, but I got 150 points of this. That was my week. Okay, I'm done for the week on just one trade. Does this happen often? No, it doesn't. But you have to be ready when it does. Okay, you have to be ready when it happens, and just kind of stay locked in. So market opens at 6 o'clock on Sundays, and we've had a ton of bad news. I'm looking for it to gap, and that's where that was. All right, so fast forward to this morning. I went to sleep happy last night, so I didn't get up early. I got up probably around 7:30 or so, and this is what I saw when I looked. I saw where we had kind of bounced off of these levels here. But just for reference, when I took this trade, my final target was this level right here. This is a daily pivot, but it's at 48.60 something. Let me see what it was. I can't remember. Come on, thing. Do right. It was 48.65.75, I believe. I moved the line a little bit. All right. So I'm like, I'm going to put, because we may flash down, I'm going to put 48.50. And that was my target. 48.50. And it just flashed down. I could have used this. This is what, 40, it says 48.37 something, I think. But I didn't. I was going off of this, and I gave it a little room to flash down. It worked perfect. So come back in the morning, we started building off of this support here. We pushed up, couldn't really lose this support, bounced up to the next daily. These are daily pivots. These green dashed lines are daily pivots straight off the daily chart. And you can see in every case, the price reacts to it. Price action reacts to it. It's not the same every time, and it shouldn't be the same every time. But it's clearly it's reacting to the support. Here and here. Then here it reacts to it as resistance. We pull back, we break through it, pull back, it holds. This is a good trade. When we broke through this level, pulled back, it held. This is a nice buy. All right, so, but I was asleep through all of this. So when I woke up, I saw that we topped here twice. And everything, so we pulled back. And what I did was I marked the top of the gap and the bottom of the gap. This is where we got from, and this is where we started trading. So I put this in here because oftentimes if we start to recover, we'll close this gap. But you can see earlier, like around 11 or so, it tried to get into the gap, but it just couldn't. Here we got into it, but couldn't push through. We couldn't close it. It pulled back, got rejected again. Here we made a lower high, another lower high, trying, and then we just kind of sold off, coming into the open. All right, so this and the reason why this is shaded, this is my no-fly zone. Why this is important, this is where most of you lost your accounts. Or the guys that I work with, this is where most of you lost your accounts today. You didn't listen when I drew this and said this is the no-fly zone. We're not taking trades in here. The volatility, I know it looks good, but the volatility, I know a lot of people that bought this candle, and when it pulled back 30, 40 points, it stopped you out because you couldn't stand that. Okay? If you're going to trade this kind of volatility, you need to go in with one contract, one micro, and you could withstand a 50-point pullback. But you can't do that trading 3 or 5 micros. It'll wear you out. But I knew this is what was going to happen in here. That's why I drew this. All right, so we sell off coming into the open. Here we bounced. And we put in 5-minute opening range low, which is the solid red line. Opening range high, the solid green line. Now, some of you did get this and traded it to the support down here, which is a daily pivot. That was a beautiful trade. Okay, beautiful trade. But you lost it when you tried to bounce this and it pulled back on you. And you saw your gains here wiped out and going red. Then you bought it again and you got a nice move up. Okay, but it wasn't enough. You end up giving it up right in here. While I was sitting here saying, okay, I'm waiting for it to get out of this no-fly zone. So the minute it broke out, by then, I had gone and activated another pro account and jumped in. And look at the move that we got. Look at the move that we got. This time, I went to this daily pivot. This time, this daily pivot was going to be, this 5205.50 was going to be my target. So I did 5206 and nailed it. But then look at what it did. This candle ran all the way up. I mean, this thing smoked it. But what I found out was this was some fake news is what happened here about the tariffs. And that's what caused the market to do this. Then you see it came all the way back down. And then we started chopping around, and that's when I'm done. Okay, for me, that's when I'm done. Now, some of you did catch this once you learned your lesson here, you waited until we got over it. This thing opened, it pulled back, but then once it broke the high, you got in. You got a nice little move up to the top of the gap down this morning, and then you were looking for it to get to the daily pivot up here, but it didn't quite do it. When you see a stock do this, it's telling you take profit, take profit, take profit. I've given you 3 chances and you don't take it, I'm going to take it back from you. And that's what happened here. But there was no trading for me anymore after this. It didn't make any sense. So the account from yesterday and this account's going to be ready to withdraw money tomorrow. Now, guys, I'm going to tell you this. If any of you are going to request a payout tomorrow, make sure you be extremely patient. There's a lot of people that made a lot of money today. They're going to be, because Take Profit Trader allows you to take profit every day, which is what I recommend, especially when you're new. When you nail, when you get over $250 in profit, take it. Okay, take it. But it's going to be slow because there's going to be a lot of people taking payouts, and it's just going to be a lot slower process. The last time this happened, I put it in at like 7:30 or 8 o'clock, and I didn't get an email until after 5 o'clock saying that it was processed. So it's going to take some time. They will pay you. It's just not going to be as fast as the regular days. Because like I said, a lot of people made a lot of money. So that's going to do it for me. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do another video this week, but if I have something or I think of something and I have time to do it. My son's graduating in less than a month from University of South Carolina. He has his job, full-time job at the student paper. He's got his internship that he's working, that he got to go to the Sweet 16 to cover our team. And he got interviewed on the Paul Feinbaum show on the SEC network. First time he'd ever been on TV. And all of that. But he's got a full load of classes. He's got all that going on. So a lot of the logistical stuff and making sure his cap and gown is ordered, invitations are ordered and claimed, and all that stuff that we're doing, and a lot of the running around. So he doesn't have to worry about that. So that's going to be taking up my time here in the next month. So it will be limited. But thank God today I was done by 10:30, ready to go. Went and picked them up and did our things, and we're good to go. But that's too much information. But you guys have a great rest of the day, and I'll catch you on the flip side.